Hey guys, this is Kevin for Pixovert.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at the second of the new versions of SDXL from Stability AI. This is the edit version. Now we took a look at the other version, the creation version, in a previous video, and that one I will link to if you want to see that one. And that goes into a lot more detail than this video. With this one, we're going to take a look at the edit one, and you can see here a workflow. I'm inside of Comfy UI, and you can see a workflow that we are working with here. I'll have a download for the workflows as usual for the channel members, and this one is going to be at the senior level for channel members at the senior level. Now we're looking at an image which I created in the other version in CosXL. And that was in Swarm UI. I couldn't get this bad boy to work inside of Swarm UI. So we are working inside of Comfy UI, and we'll discuss a little bit about the workflow that we're looking at here. Now, the image comes in. It is possible to mask the image. So that's one possibility here. And we then take the image to a scaler. The scaler will scale the image up, and it will scale the image down as well, because I think this is trained in a typical SDXL standard 1024 by 1024. So sometimes you might actually want to scale it down. We're going to give it a brief description. So I gave it a description of give it a broad brush painting style, and it went into the sampler and out came out this wonderful looking image. So shall we try a different description? Let's try broad brush oil painting style and see what that does when it's finished. And wow, take a look at that. This is the result here. So it's changed it once again so that we've got much softer lines. It's looking like a modern, maybe even acrylic painting, but this is what its idea of an oil painting looks like. And that looks fantastic. The colors are much deeper. The background is a lot less pronounced in terms of its shadow. And yeah, just like a painting. Shall we try charcoal? A charcoal drawing, a rough. Wow, look at that result. This is the charcoal drawing here. And what you didn't see was that when it first started working, it turned this image into a completely almost bluish color, and then it gradually removed the bluish color until we had this black charcoal look. And it's got exactly what I was hoping for. So it's a really fantastic model which is able to do amazing stuff. And you guys thought IP adapters were good. This thing is amazing. Now let's take a look at the workflow here. This little workflow here, which is not part of the actual workflow, is the actual breakout of the IP2P sampler, which is the thing that does the work. And that takes in the inputs, and then it works with them in a really complex workflow and then takes out the output. And this one is going to work on your typical NVIDIA graphics card. There's not going to be any need for waiting. Well, it does take a bit of time, like most SDXL functions, but it is quick enough if you want to do a number of edits. And we're going to do one more edit at least. Now you don't need this, but I will leave it in for the workflow. You can just get rid of it if you want to, because it's all in this particular node here. The way it's constructed is, let's make sure we just select these guys and then right click and then choose convert to group node. That is all you need to do to create a node like this guy here. Another thing which I think is useful to understand about how this works is that the sampler itself, I find you can just leave this with the default settings and it seems to work well. I've not had to change it at all since I've started using it. Now in Comfy UI, we can just paste any image, and if you paste an image, what it does now is that it will just create the image inside a load image node. I'm going to copy clip space and then we'll paste clip space here, and we can get rid of this bad boy. And let's work on this girl here. So we can do a charcoal of this woman, but I want to demonstrate something else which is pretty cool, which is that you can change the color of items. These are all created by the previous version, CosXL, or the one that we looked at previously, and you can actually target the colors fairly accurately. So let's try that. Let's say make the top, shall we say red? Let's make it red. And let's see what happens with that. And you can now see the importance of that color science we were talking about a little bit earlier. You can see the top, it's identified the top, it's made that red. There's a little bit of color spilling going on. It's given her bright red lips, which is not necessarily what I wanted, but it does occasionally do some color spilling. Now this is something which is, if you look at the early videos that I did with SDXL, the amount of color spilling is massive with the original version of SDXL. This is so much more tame when it comes to color spill. Now here I said make the jeans forest green, and it was much less successful in identifying where the jeans were. It thought the top was a jean, so it made that a jean, and it made the jeans green as well. It's given us an overall green looking image, including the background as well. So it does get confused sometimes. It's not perfect when you try to use it this way. Now with this one, I made the instruction, make her top white and her trousers red. And this is a bit more precise because saying something should be forest green, you could be referring to a forest, or you could be referring to a trouser, a set of trousers. And I think that's where it got confused. It made the background, which could look like a forest a little bit, green, and it made everything look green. With this one, where we asked it to make the top white and the trousers green, actually red, it did make the trousers this deep red color. It also changed the way the hands looked as well, so it changed the layout of the hands, and I preferred the way the hands look in the second image compared to the first image. Maybe the thumb needs a little bit of work. It didn't touch the top, and that's a bit of a disappointment, but other parts of the image actually look better. The eyes look a little bit better, and remember, every time I'm giving it instructions, it is taking this image here and working with this image. Now we could copy clip space and then paste clip space and then work with the new image inside of the origin, and that will allow us to continue editing. And with this one here, this is one of the images from yesterday, the ones that I did inside of CosXL, and the outcome is pretty okay. We've got the leather jacket becoming a sort of suede leather. We've got this shirt becoming a little bit more purple. Some people call that pink. I don't know why. This looks a little bit more purple or pink, whatever you want to call that. And her hair, ooh, I wish I had nailed down the hair. So the instruction there was brown suede jacket and purple top. It spread the purple all over the place, which sometimes happens with SDXL. And it's also changed the hair color. So I could have nailed down the hair color. I said, we want a redhead, we don't want a brunette, and it would have taken care of that, I think. And here I asked for a futuristic suede jacket and also a purple striped shirt, and it's given us the purple striped shirt, which is impressive. It didn't know what to make of the futuristic suede jacket. I suppose suede jackets in future are going to look exactly like suede jackets now. But that's the kind of power this thing has. So this is still in research, and when you get if you one of the members, you probably want to change the control to maybe increment. I've been using the same seed every single time, but you could obviously use different seeds to see what sort of results you get. I'm sure you get different results with different seeds, but that's basically how this thing works. It's still fairly early days, but it's really impressive, and I think if anything it's just as impressive as the other version, the non-edit version. Like I say, it's still research, but if you get your hands on it, it's really fun.